everybody, and thank you for joining me. This is a new series for me. I'm calling it The Top Brass. I have been doing some executive coaching, and I wanted to talk about topics that are essential or on the minds of a lot of entrepreneurs and people who are at the top brass, people who are leading small businesses and or nonprofit businesses, but also a little bit of a play on words. I am coming to you from the Brass City. Extra points if you look it up and figure out where that is. So the Top Brass is going to be a new series, like I said, talking about or with the top brass topics that are about leadership and entrepreneurship and small businesses. So some of the time it will be topics that I'm just going to flesh out and explore on my own here with you. And other times I'll bring on other entrepreneurs or specialists, executives, maybe even several at one time for a panel discussion. And today I want to talk about something that I've been dealing with multiple clients, which is basically always feeling like they're behind, that they're never caught up, that they are continually distracted, putting out fires and not being able to focus on the things that they want to focus on. And I know what that's like. I know what that feels like. It feels like you will never catch up. You're always running behind the 8-ball. You are always, behind the snowball that is coming down the cliff at you and gathering speed and size as it goes and about to run you over. And I think it's one of the things that I finally figured out. I'm not sure when exactly, but it isn't about catching up. It isn't about doing more or spending more hours, which I know a lot of people are doing. Well, if I just had a few extra hours today, or if I work through my holiday or my weekend, I'll get caught up. And there's no caught up, because the reality is you have become a person that other people know will be responsive. And so what I've been trying to teach people is how to be less responsive. It is amazing the amount of time you can gain for yourself and your focus on the projects and things that you're working on when you are less responsive to others. And so when you're that go-to person, it feels really good. You're the one who's capable. You're the one who can answer the questions. You're the one who can get things done. And so everybody comes to you. And so what I've been advising is set aside a block of time for yourself, whether it's, maybe between 10 and 4 every day. And it's something that I credited, I'm going to say, to Tim Ferriss, although it might not have been him, someone similar in the business world, who put out this idea of saying, I'm going to check my email twice a day. And if you don't hit me at 10 a.m. and you don't hit me at 4 o'clock, then you're going to hear from me another time, because those are the only times I'm going to be looking at my email and checking and responding. The rest of the time is going to be time for me and working on the projects that are essential to me. And that's where my focus is going to be, and not apologizing for it. Ask for patience, ask for grace, state, I will get back to you tomorrow, the next business day, whatever that is, and make it the outgoing email message, make it your outgoing phone message, because a lot of people who are very, very responsive, they put that pressure on themselves. Most people are not expecting an immediate response from you. Just think about it. When you leave someone a voicemail or when you send someone an email, you're probably not expecting them to turn around and get a message back to you in the next 30 seconds. You may be concerned if you don't hear from them by the end of the day or by the next day, but usually you're not expecting them to be immediately responsive. And so don't put that pressure on yourself. They're not expecting you to be that responsive either. And if they are, then they should probably learn to be patient. But give yourself the time and the focus you need. Also, if you are putting that pressure on yourself to be that responsive, the fact that you put an outgoing message on your emails or on your phone that says, look, I just need a little bit of grace and patience. I have some projects that need my full attention right now, and I will get back to you probably the next business day or as soon as I'm capable. Then at least in your mind, I've already responded to this person. They have already gotten that message. You've already asked them for some time because you're working on things that are important to you. You put that boundary up, and you have made that response. So it takes you off, it lets you let yourself off the hook for being responsive, because you have already put that message out. And what I advise people do, if you're putting that out as your email response, you have that out of office or that vacation auto email that you can put out. Give that to yourself. Not because you're going on vacation, you won't get back for a week, but just put it on a daily basis if you want. Between this hour and this hour today, my focus is going to be spent entirely on these projects that need and require and deserve my attention. And you will get mine later. And so you put out a response, they have received it, you've given yourself the boundary, and you've now given yourself time to focus on the things that you believe are important to you. And that's what matters. That's when you feel caught up. That is when, at the end of the day, you look back and you see so many hours that you spent being productive in the way you wanted to be productive, working on the projects you wanted to work on. And what I will tell you I have learned is that in the meantime, when you weren't being immediately responsive to others, many of them have figured out whatever it was on their own. They no longer need you. So your list just got shorter. Some of them will have gone to someone else for whatever answer they wanted. And so what happens, you'll find, is that not only did not everybody need you to be responsive right away, but a lot of it took care of itself in the meantime. There are also some scenarios where I think people are getting distracted by messages because someone has provoked some sort of emotional response from them. And then not only is it taking their time to be responsive right then and there, but it's taking their focus for maybe even the rest of the day, because now they're feeling emotional about whatever it was that brought them into a negative situation. So now your focus is gone, not just for that moment, but for a time period afterward. And so when you start dealing with things later, the emotions simmer down. You can have some clarity for yourself, some time to think of the response you really want to make, that you intend to make, instead of that gut emotional thing. So I know, it's a personal thing as well as a business thing, but just give yourself time and space. I find you make better decisions that way. You become more intentional, less just, gut responsive to negative situations. And you get to work on the things that are important to you. And it's really important, really vital, I think, for your own personal well-being, as well as being a successful business person, especially if you are a leader, to show others that you have boundaries, that you're feeling proud of the productiveness that you're doing, that you are working on the projects you want to work on in a way that you want to work on them, which means you'll be more effective. And being effective as a leader is everything. But you're also showing, if you are the leader of a team, you're also showing others how to respect boundaries, their own and yours. And you're showing them respect for yourself, respect for your time, and demanding it of others. And that is good for your team to see as well, not only so that you have more respect from them, but it will help them feel more confident in setting those boundaries for themselves as well. It sets the tone for the culture of your team. So I'm begging of you, if you are a leader of a business or a nonprofit, do what it takes to give yourself the time that you need to put together the projects and work on the things that you need to work on, the things that you need to focus on, so that you can be a better, more productive and effective leader. And let the distractions fall by the wayside. They will always be there. If it really is a big problem, it will still be there later. If it is an emergency, someone will figure out another way to get back to you. Maybe they'll text you, maybe they'll pick up the phone a second or third time. If it's a true emergency, they will reach you. You will be able to put them out. But most fires aren't really fires. Most fires are things that other people are seeing as urgent that don't really require urgency. So don't let people pull your focus that way. Set yourself up for a time and intention for your focus. That is the only way I've ever seen to do what we call catching up, to stop running behind the 8 ball. It isn't about working longer or harder. It's, what they say, it's about working smarter, setting up your boundaries and giving yourself time. So I hope that's helpful to you. If you do have any questions, I would love to hear them. Put comments up, send me email, whatever way you want to get in touch with me. I'd be happy to answer any questions about this or other topics. And as I mentioned, this is going to be a series called The Top Brass. So there will be more topics coming to you very soon. I hope you'll join me. And if you would like to, I invite you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to see more of you. I get to customize my channel name if I have 100 followers and I'm not there. So I could use your help that way. Thanks so much. Talk to you later. Bye.